morning student. See, in last lecture we have seen method of preparation of aldehyde and ketones. Okay, now here we have to see reactions of aldehyde and ketone. That means reaction of carbonyl compound. Which type of reaction carbonyl compound can undergo? So before that we should know the nature of carbonyl group. Before that we should know the nature and structure and reactivity of carbonyl group. Now let us see reactivity of carbonyl group. Reactivity of carbonyl group. So you know carbonyl group is okay, so it may be a aldehyde carbonyl or it may be a ketonic carbonyl. Okay, suppose if we see this carbon is what? Carbonyl carbon. This is what? A carbonyl carbon. So it is a part of carbonyl group, hence we will call it as carbonyl carbon. And this is what? Carbonyl oxygen. Carbonyl oxygen. If we see this carbon oxygen, carbonyl carbon and oxygen, they are bonded by what? They are bonded by one sigma bond and one pi bond. So this carbonyl carbon so there is one sigma bond and one pi bond. So carbonyl group is formed by one sigma bond and one pi bond. Now we know, if we see about electronegativity, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Hence oxygen is having delta negative charge while carbon is having delta positive charge. Why is it so? Because oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. So what will happen? Electronegative means what? What is mean by electronegative? Electronegative means what? It has that atom or a element has ability to attract, to pull bonding pair towards itself. Okay, what is mean by electronegativity? That an atom or a element, if it is electronegative, that means it has more ability, more capacity to attract that bonding pair of electron towards itself. For example, okay, see, for example, suppose if we have a bromine-bromine bond, that is homoatomic molecule, that is diatomic molecule, but both the atoms are same. So here this bonding pair of electron is completely in between that two atoms. The bonding pair of electron is completely in between these two atoms. But if we have carbon oxygen now, if we have carbon oxygen now here oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Now this bonding pair of electron, it is more towards this oxygen atom. It is more towards this oxygen. Here this bonding pair of electron is completely shared, equally shared. That means it is in the center of this bromine-bromine bond. But here this bonding pair of electron, that means bonding pair of electron means what? Electrons of this bond, it is more towards this oxygen atom. Why? Because oxygen is more electronegative. That means it is pulling electron density towards itself. Hence it is more electronegative. So if we see this nature of carbonyl group, okay, so carbon is electropositive as compared to this oxygen. Hence carbon is electron deficient and oxygen is electron rich. Carbon is electron deficient. Deficient means what? There is less electron density on this carbon atom, and oxygen is more electron rich, isn't it? Suppose if we see a model, isn't it? Now if we see, okay, see This is what a carbon atom. This is what a carbon atom. Now this carbon atom is having, okay, see, this is one bond, this is second bond, that is, this is a methyl group, this is a methyl group, if we see, isn't it? And this is what carbon atom, this is what a oxygen atom, this is what a oxygen atom. So this carbon and oxygen is bonded by what? This sigma bond. Red bond is what? Carbon oxygen sigma bond. Red bond is what? Carbon oxygen sigma bond. So carbon is bonded to how many groups? Carbon is bonded to, one is what? This methyl group, second is this methyl group, third is what? Carbon is bonded to oxygen through what? Sigma bond. And now carbon, see, this carbon is having this green unhybridized p orbital, and this oxygen is having this green unhybridized p orbital. So these two unhybridized p orbital, they will overlap. There will be a sidewise overlap that I have shown by black bond. Okay, so there will be a what? Sidewise overlap or lateral overlap. Okay, these two unhybridized p orbital green, okay, they will overlap laterally, okay, or sideways to form a pi bond. So this is one sigma bond and this is what? A pi bond. These two overlap means what? There is one pi bond, isn't it? So this is a carbon, this carbon is bonded to one carbon, second carbon, that is methyl group, this methyl group, okay, and this carbon is bonded to this oxygen, isn't it? This oxygen via this sigma bond, red sigma bond. And now this oxygen, red oxygen is having one, is this first lone pair and this is second lone pair. That means oxygen atom is having two lone pairs, you know, carbonyl oxygen atom is having two lone pairs that I have shown by two red bonds, isn't it? And that oxygen is having unhybridized p orbital, and that unhybridized p orbital will overlap with unhybridized p orbital of carbon. So there will be a what? One pi bond that is formed by oxygen, and oxygen also form one sigma bond with carbon. So this is what the structure of carbonyl group, three-dimensional structure of carbonyl group, isn't it? Suppose this is what you can say, this is methyl, so this is what the three-dimensional structure of acetone molecule. Three-dimensional structure of what? Acetone molecule. Now this acetone molecule, for example, if we take acetone molecule, okay, if we carry out reaction with a nucleophile, if we carry out reaction with what? A nucleophile. If we carry out reaction of acetone molecule with what? Nucleophile, isn't it? So what will happen? Where this nucleophile will get added and where this proton or this hydrogen will get added, okay, there will be a addition reaction. There will be a what? Addition reaction across this carbon oxygen double bond, across this carbon oxygen double bond. There will be a what? Nucleophilic addition reaction. So what will happen? We will get, okay, see, I will write here. So this nucleophile, will approach to this carbonyl carbon, because nucleophile is electron rich, it is having delta negative charge, while this hydrogen or a proton is having delta positive charge. So it is electron rich, so it will approach, as it is having more electron density, so it will approach to what? Carbonyl carbon, because carbonyl carbon is having less electron density. So there will be a what? Opposite charges attraction, opposite charge attraction. So nucleophile is electron rich and this carbonyl carbon is electron deficient. So nucleophile will approach to this carbonyl carbon, and there will be a what? There will be a, at the same time there will be a shifting of this pi bond, that means breaking of this pi bond in between carbon and oxygen. So this electron density will go over oxygen atom. So what we will get? We will get O minus, okay, and here your nucleophile. Now this O minus will take proton, O minus will take proton, there will be a formation of hydroxide and this nucleophile. So see this sp2 hybridized carbon, okay, this is what a sp2 hybridized carbon, it is what initially it is sp2 hybridized carbon, isn't it? Carbonyl carbon was what? Sp2 hybridized, now that got converted into what? sp3 hybridized carbon. Here bond angle is 109 degree 28 minutes, okay, and here bond angle is how much? 120 degree. So sp2 hybridized carbon got converted into what? Tetrahedral carbon through what? This nucleophilic addition reaction. Okay, nucleophilic addition, see, you can see this carbon oxygen double bond is undergoing nucleophilic addition, is undergoing what? Nucleophilic addition. So carbon will have this nucleophile, oxygen will have this proton. Okay, so carbon is, that means nucleophile is added to what? Carbon, and proton is added to what? Over oxygen, isn't it? So this nucleophilic addition took place on carbon and on oxygen. So what you will get? You will get such type of tetrahedral structure after nucleophilic addition reaction, isn't it? See, this is your what? Methyl group, this is what? Your methyl group, these two methyl group, isn't it? And this is what? Your nucleophile, yellow bond is what? Your nucleophile. So this nucleophile is approaching here, isn't it? See this nucleophile, this is what? A nucleophile, it is electronically charged, that means it is having negative charge. So this nucleophile is approaching to this carbon atom, isn't it? When it will approach, it will break this pi bond, and that pi bond electron density will go over what? Oxygen atom, that will go over what? Oxygen atom, and oxygen will take proton from that nucleophile is having proton, then oxygen will take proton from nucleophile, otherwise it will take proton from solvent molecule also. Okay, so in this way you will get what? A nucleophilic addition product, okay, and that carbon, sp2 hybridized carbon, will get converted into what? Tetrahedral carbon. So this is what? Your hydroxyl OH, this is what? Your nucleophile, and this is what? Your 2-methyl group. So acetone got converted into what? A tetrahedral structure, isn't it? I hope you have understood the mechanism of nucleophilic addition reaction, how nucleophilic addition reaction is taking place, isn't it? Once again I am repeating it. See, this is what? A carbonyl group, this is what? A carbonyl group. So this carbonyl group is having carbon oxygen double bond, one bond is their sigma bond and one bond is their what? Pi bond. One bond is sigma bond, one bond is pi bond. So this is what? A carbonyl oxygen, this is what? A carbonyl carbon. So carbonyl carbon is electron deficient as compared to carbonyl oxygen. Why is it so? Because carbonyl oxygen is more electronegative, so it will pull, it will attract bonding pair electron density towards itself, and you know there are two lone pair of electron over this oxygen atom. Here also there are two lone pair of electron over this carbonyl oxygen atom. Okay, so this is what? The structure of acetone molecule, for example. So this carbonyl carbon is electron deficient, carbonyl oxygen is what? Electronically rich. When we will have a nucleophile, that nucleophile will approach to what? This carbon molecule, sorry, carbon atom of carbonyl group. Okay, because nucleophile is negatively charged or it may have more electron density. If it is neutral, it is having more electron density than this carbonyl carbon. So it will approach to this carbon, and at the same time there will be a what? Breakage of carbon oxygen pi bond. So that pi bonding electron density will get shifted over electronegative oxygen atom, and you will have that O minus, and that O minus will get converted into OH. Okay, so I hope we have understood this complete topic. Okay, thank you very much. Wish you happy learning. Thank you.